All right, my friends, depending on where you are in the world, it may be late, it may be early, but the gaming never stops. We have a fantastic and exciting run for you, something that may expand your mind and cause you to look at things from new perspectives. It's a 100% run of The Room 3 from Genesis. Genesis, what's this room look like?
Generally, in these games, the room is whatever is envisioned by the mind of the craftsman, who we may or may not be. And also, hi everybody, I'm Genesis. I have been in the shadows for the entirety of the marathon so far, and I'm here now to close out the horror block with a puzzle game. Definitely something a little bit different, and not like any of the ones that came beforehand, which I was tech on. But pretty much this is a game series that's all about puzzles and being horror adjacent. The first game actually, some of you may have played because it came out originally on mobile, and then was such a success that they remade it on PC and then released subsequent games. We have 2, 3, 4, and a VR game. Pretty popular. So this is the third one in the series. It's going to be a little weird. It's the only one that has multiple endings, which is where 100% comes into play. So yeah, this is going to be a fun experience. I have my notes open, so I need to reset because I forgot new game immediately goes into it. That's not the start. I'm going to go back to the menu. I forgot new game immediately starts it. But pretty much this is going to be, thank you. Thank you. This game is going to be interesting, to say the least. Let me reset again because I'm professional at this, I swear. I guess I will be using my notes for this. I have a lot of notes because this game is very long. T, you will be my eyes for chat because I do not have it open. It also reminds me I need to have this other thing open as well because I will need to adjust the date and time on my machine at some point. So
very good.
I hope that doesn't impact anything
honestly,
on the OBS side. It shouldn't, but just noting that I will be changing my system clock for one of the puzzles.
Knowing that I'm on the East Coast, I don't know about yourself, but yeah, trying to figure out what day and time it is getting difficult for me already.
2 or is it Hub 3? It's Hub 2? I can get there in under 12 minutes. I won't need to change the system clock. So actually, I guess we'll just get this started. As soon as I hit new game, the timer will begin, and it will end as soon as I get the last cutscene for the 4th ending. As soon as I go through the door. So we will begin the timer in 3, 2, 1, begin. So,
good luck. Have notes.
Thanks. The notes are going to be very, very important. So the way the room games work, especially the first one, was that it was a single object in the center of a room that you interacted with. In the second game, there were multiple objects around an area. And in this game, they decided, well, let's try and make things a little bit more complicated. And as you can see, we have all these crazy notes. Wow, look at these things. Can I turn the page again? Okay. So now I just need to wait. It's giving me tutorial information, left click to interact with things, right click to back out, meet some of the horror elements. Oh my god, who's this creepy man in our train car? That's all of a sudden gone, and there's a box. Ooh, spooky. So we're gonna grab this key, and we see, hey, this surface of the box is strange. Let's go into our briefcase and grab our special tool that we saved for this particular occasion. So again, just kind of basics of interacting with objects. The main thing across these games is this special eyepiece, which lets you see hidden information. I have to turn it off. So as you see, this box is a weird color. If we put this on, we can see something different. It's this. So we need to reassemble the lock, put the key in place, spin it, and then, God, I wish some of this stuff was real because these kinds of mechanisms would be awesome. And we get the pyramid, and then we get this goo that ends up going through the mirror. Or the...
Seems normal.
Yeah, and then also we go from a moving train to a prison cell? Where are we? I can't possibly tell where we are. So, we have this random guy here. Give me 1 second. I have to change the lighting in here because I can't see my screen with the light right behind me. So now my room gets to go very dark and dim. We just saw this guy, and it's like, who is this? We don't know. Where are we? So now we're going to take a look around our prison cell.
Yeah, that was big FMV vibes on the character's appearance.
This one is the quill. If we turn on the glass, we get these riddles. Our goal is just to solve the riddles. This is nothing. And this one is a watch. And now we solve the first puzzle, and we get this letter we get to read. Wow, what an amazing letter. Wasn't that a great letter?
I mean, I read the whole thing. I enjoyed it. I don't know about anybody else.
So now, we get this special augment to our lens, which, that's strange. Do you see this door has these little gemstones? Well, if we interact with it, we're able to go inside of things and interact with them. What's the order for this? It's up. Yeah. There we go.
I was going to make a Konami code joke, but I realized saying actual directions would probably throw you off.
I totally got lost in my notes for a second because I looked at the next line, not the one I was supposed to look at. So I literally spun them the wrong way. But dear. Because of that, we managed to unlock the door because we're able to go inside of the lock and set the tumblers ourselves. So now we're able to exit. And as you can see, we still have this pyramid that we got from the train. You can see my inventory on the left side. So, well, let's put it on this shiny thing, shall we? This little shiny spot.
Where does the pyramid go? That's right. It goes in the square hole. Oh, wait, never mind.
Well, I don't think it liked your joke. It's now, it's possessed, and now it's spinning.
That's fine. I didn't either.
See, it's on a circle. It goes in the circle hole, okay?
That just doesn't fit the joke format. I'm sorry. I can't work with that.
So now we're going to get this emblem, be like, what are we supposed to do with this? Oh, well, we have this little, like... Oh, whoops, I was not supposed to zoom in on that. This little shield puzzle. Yep. So now we need to match these. Left is counterclockwise, too. I spun that the wrong way. Still spun that... Oh, okay, hold on. I am reading my notes wrong.
I like the peace sign as a...
I literally spun this the wrong way. The owl needs to be there.
No. You got this. Lock in.
My notes are old. I need to go back in and fix them. This one's just the rat there. It's the snake there. There we go. You know, it's like 10:40. I've been on tech a good chunk of the day. My brain is fried. I'm going to use that as an excuse, and no one can stop me. So now we're going to enter the study. I have 6 minutes to finish the next level. I'm going to assume that that's probably... I did not click on that. I'm going to have to adjust my system clock. No, it's... this... that one, and this one. And that. Got it. The mouse is refusing to cooperate with me at the moment. I don't know if you can see my cursor.
No, I don't think so. Also, shout out to Lights Out. If you ever had one of those handheld Lights Out games, I was really bad at them as a kid, but I also loved them. It's the one where you pressed a button and all the ones around it would light up in specific patterns, with the interest of turning all of the lights off. That circuit puzzle reminded me of that.
There's a bunch of those. There's actually some of those in these game series, or
Makes sense.
Series.
Very
series.
good.
So now we're trying to turn on the power, and now our goal is to match these waves. Why did you go down?
Oh, fascinating. I can't see your cursor over the share that I'm watching.
Oh, chat can see my cursor? Hello, so. Chat.
Yep.
It's a good thing you can see the cursor. But my mouse cursor is not cooperating with me. Anyway, now we get to enter the first stage, which I have to finish in, check out, 5 minutes. Let's scroll down to the
Very
lighthouse
good.
notes page.
Do you want to get into why, or is that better for after we have to figure out what to do about it?
It is too late for me to do anything about it. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to deal. Spinny, spin, spin. Grab the magnet. Thank you very much. Gonna go over to here. Here we have to write down what is the name of the tower. Which on that slab I moved, it had the name Pyre, which is the name of the tower. So by doing that, we get ta-da! You got a thing. You get a wooden arch.
Carved wooden arch. Honestly, part of me just wants to do like an announcer voice for every item we pick up.
if you can read the text on the screen fast enough for it, go for it.
A wooden gear.
Now this table is so cool. I love these kinds of tables.
It's the Game of Thrones intro.
It's really sad I haven't actually seen Game of Thrones. But these tables are so cool. I love these tables.
Yeah, for sure.
Do the water wheel first. Spin the water wheel. Hey, look, we're opening a little tiny door on the side of the building that we can enter because we're still getting tutorial pop-ups on the thing we've already done before. So now we do the little snake puzzle. Pull that out. Spin that. There we go. Match the gems. Tap his forehead. Get another magnet.
A magnet?
So you've now gotten 2 magnets. Now, what on earth do magnets do?
How do they work? I have no idea.
I have to turn around on the table. Okay, I have to turn around. Well, let's go ahead and enter Stonehenge, shall we? The patterns are... You would look around to see these patterns, but guess what? I'm speedrunning. I already know what they are. Crazy. I have to tab out to scroll my notes.
I suppose that is probably helpful if you're trying to go fast.
Oh, knowing the answers? Oh, totally. It's fantastic.
Right, exactly.
So...
I mean, that's what worked in all my tests in high school, and they never caught me. I mean...
You speedran your test in high school? Damn, you're going to have to show me how to do that. The first one is...
Because if I already knew all the answers, right?
So, I am doing a puzzle that you can't see, because guess what? The glasses are off. But there we go, we're done.
That's exactly the answer I would have.
So you're supposed to look around the box. It'll show you there's little, like, devices in there that are magnetic.
A model clock face.
This is 1, that's 2, this, then this, and this. Take your compass rose. If you're supposed to look around, you'll find the patterns that you need to use for that magnet puzzle. But guess what? I already know the solutions. Take the second tower, place on the table. Okay, tower on the table. Which now, we're done with this floor, so what do? We take the entire table and we ascend. For reasons. It's a good thing we were standing on this device, on this like surface, right? That'd be pretty bad if we weren't.
Yeah, is that you started having to get into questions that are a little too gamified for what we're doing here? Like, hey, is that going to come back down? Do we have to wait for another cycle?
No, so you get the tower from working with all the stuff on the lower level, and now once you move up, you're done with the lower floor. You never have to go back down there, thankfully.
No, I'm just saying if you happen to not be on the platform when it went up, you'd have to get into a lot of uncomfortable questions about how this whole tower works and if the platform would come back down for you.
Yeah, but that's the nice thing about games, right? Is that all that stuff is done for you, so your character doesn't have to have a brain.
Indeed.
Right, so we now have this little model boat. We're going to go over to this place and put down this little model house we got earlier, which just slots into position and is somehow fine.
Honestly, a lot of the little mechanics and watching the things happen on their own fits very much the Reddit oddly
Oh
satisfying
yeah.
vibe for
No, these
me.
games are great. Just wait later when we see what is the final result of what happens with that little tower. I have to turn it a little bit more so I can grab the key. When we deal with the rest of the tower, oh, that's so satisfying. Now we go over to the helmets. We have a diving helmet that is here. Because, again, reasons for the helmet existing.
Reasons for there being an antler inside the bust of the diving helmet.
Yeah. Hey, that's a solution to a puzzle that we're not going to need because I already know the answer. Gonna put this little rivet in place.
What, the rivet or the antler?
Oh, where the rivet was stored, there were some icons.
A metal acorn. Okay.
We're gonna open this. Grab that. Nope, not that. We're gonna grab the acorn. Just rotate the top so it opens like a key. And then put down the observatory. Right. So, fun fact, this little table is a map of the island that we're currently stranded on. So.
I see the developers have played games like Myst and Riven before.
So, we're getting kind of a glimpse of what the layout of this area is going to look like. Unfortunately, these little puzzles are not indicative of anything that's going to be going on in each little area. Do that. And I grab the metal pointer without having to move. Always feels satisfying. Okay. Now that we have the pointer, we can finish with the diving helmet.
The satisfaction of grabbing an item without having to move reminds me of like when you're taking off your clothing and you kick it up into your hands without having to. Not really the same vibe. It just made me think of it.
No, it's totally a similar vibe. I don't know what you're talking about. So we need to target these 3 icons, which we saw on the earlier display. And once we do that, things are going to open. Grab this copper tap, which, you know, that's interesting because there's like a place for it to go right here. So, wow. So now we turn that. We turn that. Don't forget this is a horror game. Ooh.
Yeah, the rust on touching something that okay, never mind. That's what you were. I was gonna say touching something that.
Oh my god, tetanus! No.
Right? It's not a joking matter.
Can I enter the door? No, probably not from that angle. Jeez.
I don't
not
know.
From that
can
angle.
You?
So now we can go here with the acorn that we got because, of course, a tree and an acorn, you know, symbolism. And hey, look, we got an antler. Let's go ahead and, for no logical reason, just make sure these antlers match. And then all of a sudden, apparently, that's the correct answer. Because, you know, there's no reason that they should match, but, you know.
Antlers aren't usually jointed like that, are they?
No, and they also...
I don't think you can try that in real life.
An animal having 2 antlers, they won't be the same.
Fair.
But, of course, they decided to make it the same here, which is interesting. All right. By the way, that vial breaking and the liquid coming up was super satisfying. All right, now we're getting to the little tower. If you want to see something satisfying, here we go. We're gonna go inside the tower. Oh, there's this. Oh, hello. There's a mannequin here with a tower piece. That's strange. Well, we can go deeper. Let's keep going deeper. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can.
Oh my god! I mean, come on, mouse, work with me. So we went from a circle to a square. Now we're in a triangle.
We need to go deeper.
Which means I need to turn it the wrong way again. Every time.
This is what I get for not being patient. This would have been the perfect section to make the square hole.
Yeah, right? Now this,
well,
I'm sorry, this animation here, right here where this goes on, is so satisfying. It goes on, spins right into place. That feels good. And then, of course, for some reason, all the mannequins did that at the same time.
back out.
Wait, where was the mannequin that put this here? Huh? That's not how this works.
That's you? You were that mannequin.
And now we got this random little gemstone. Let's put it here, shall we? And then click. Oh. And now the table decides to close up and go away.
Yeah, we're done here.
Well, we are, because an elevator is descending. Now we're going to fix this, stay inside, and let this elevator raise this somehow. I just realized I'm in a perfect place to get scared because it's like raining outside right now. Most of my lights are off, and I'm playing this. It's like almost perfect. So we're gonna go lock, spin, unlock, lock, spin. Now that we're here, we can slot the lantern in place. And of course, this is a lighthouse, isn't it? Well, oh, bright flash. But yeah, now we have it running. Oh, spooky. Oh no, I grabbed a pyramid, just like we had before. And now we're back. We have finished the lighthouse. Interesting. Hold on to Hub 2. And
there was a pyramid.
I missed it by 7 minutes.
In our head.
So if I turn on this clock, those are interesting devices, or those are interesting shapes. I'm going to adjust my clock. I hope it doesn't break legitimately everything. If I disconnect, you know why. Am I still connected? Can you hear me?
What?
Hello? No, am I gone? I'm pretty sure I'm still fine.
I'm hearing an EVP, an electro voice phenomenon. It sounds like Genesis. Is that you?
Oh no, it could be. I'm from the future. So now we need to wait for this to hit one of these 15-minute markers, which is what I was trying to hit, so that this opens. Right. And then just to make sure my computer doesn't break anything, since I opened it, I'm now going to reset that. This is 412. And for all of that, we get a yummy blue piece of rock candy. I think that's what that is. Also, this is pausing because I'm...
See, I was going to say, from the color it looked like, and maybe that's just the Discord cherry, it looked almost kind of like the color of the Crash Bandicoot crystals.
It certainly could be. Crash could come over here and start doing his puzzle so that he can get some more of those crystals.
Maybe this is all Dr. Neocortex's fault.
Oh no!
Genesis, bring me the crystals! Yeah, sorry, I've only got one evil genius voice, and it's not Neocortex's.
I think I just... Oh, right, I spin it. I'm like, I'm waiting to click on it! No, I definitely don't. The bottom is this way. I literally spun it the wrong direction. And then this one also is going to go that way. We're going to fix the doorway because perspective. All of a sudden, whoa, there's a door. Because, that makes sense. Anyway.
It was always there. You just couldn't perceive it until you'd solved enough puzzles. I labeled
this the study. This is supposed to be the library. Left. Whoops, that is literally not correct. Okay, hold on. That.
As opposed to being figuratively incorrect?
Plus, this goes there. There we go. I have them set to both left. That's literally wrong. Okay.
Oh, no.
I put them on top of each other. I'm like, that's not working. Why? It's because I'm dumb.
Right.
We're going to come down here to this little token container, and oh, that's a strange little device in the token container. That totally doesn't matter.
It's Zoltar. I mean, Maggie. I guess, yeah, that would be a copyright thing, wouldn't
Probably so. Anyway, we're going to come over to this book. We're going to raise it up. Oh, there's a little square here. Oh, but now it's locked. Interesting.
Yeah, but now you have a free metal
True.
object.
I have 2 metal objects.
So really, who won?
You're not going to know what that first one is for a while.
Your mom lets you have 2 metal objects?
I'm not going to open that till the 4th hub. So you're going to have to be patient and wait for me to open it to figure out what it is. Suspense.
Yeah, I'm not good at patience. I want to like make more jokes and read more donations from generous people in chat.
I am doing this solving puzzle. If you would like to read anything, you're free to do so. We have some downtime.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. Tell you a little bit more about, if you were listening before this run started, I talked about my relationship to children who've dealt with abuse in some fashion or another. Little Warriors wants you to know that the namesake Little Warriors are survivors. They are children and adult survivors of child sexual abuse, learning to heal their hearts, bodies, and minds. They are trying to understand that the guilt and shame they may feel is not their burden to carry, but belongs to their perpetrator. They are learning to love and be honest with themselves, and while learning to accept love and support from the people who care about them the most.
That's lovely and good for them, because looks like it's also up to us to survive in here. We are now in the 2nd level, the clock tower. Open this and grab this totally not suspicious piece that's sitting right there. You know what? That worked. I'll take it. I wasn't totally positive I was going to make that turn work, but there's the pyramid we need. It's right there in the little box. Anybody got some pliers or something that we can use? T, you got any?
I've got like a marble that you could roll around the track that it looks like we've got up on the surface here, but maybe we've got something else.
No, I gotta break open those cords, not cords, but the those little metal things that are blocking the exit. Because once we get the pyramid, we get to leave, right? Isn't that what we just saw? Let's put that into place.
Yeah, look, a square hole.
Yeah, unfortunately, I put a square into the square hole. Oh, the handle came out!
Truly just a failure of imagination.
It's 2 to 4. Nope. There we go. Shing. Cool. You have to make that match the icon just beneath it. Not too difficult to figure it out. But now we get to play shuffleboard.
There it is.
We get to play shuffleboard.
Genesis, I have a very important question for you while you do that. From chat. Oh. It's 1 a.m. Should I make hot dogs?
At 1 a.m.?
That is the question.
I mean, as long as you're willing to clean up the mess that it's going to make when you cook it. So if the answer to that is yes, then go for it.
How do you cook your hot dogs that makes a mess?
You'd be surprised how much oil that some of that stuff sets all over the place.
What? Oil?
The last time I made hot dogs, they were so greasy and it was terrible and it was awful. They were bad hot dogs.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I do mostly buy kosher dogs when I do, but still, I'm not sure what you're dealing with that you've got.
It was bad.
Fair. I'm not going to pry further. I'm sorry you had that experience.
Right. Down, left, shuffleboard. Also, where these things get this momentum, I don't understand. They just kind of fly across the table somehow. Don't have a solution here. Down, left, down, right, up, right, down. I think it's right, up, left, down, left, up. Oh, you know what? That was the solution. I did them in the wrong order, but you know what? My notes had them in a different order, but we'll take it. We're going to turn that. Put our little square thing in the square hole. Rotate that further. Okay. Yep, wrong way. Turn that down, move that over, turn that back. And there we go. Gears in place. Easy. I have to press a button. It all lights up. Another one of these devices. 3 to 5. It's that one. 5 to 7, 2 to 4. Yes. Easy. You know, we got a gear.
You know what else is really easy? Typing !donate in chat and then clicking on the link that appears there. That'll take you right to the donation page. You've got a couple of fields to fill out, put in your name, put in an email address, indicate whether or not you want to receive future messaging from Little Warriors. It's completely okay if you say no. And then the amount you are able to donate. And once you do that, you can use the add incentive module and put any portion of your donation up to the total amount into our active incentives, of which there are several. We do have some names available for the Zelda Bid Wars. Right now, as I understand, we've got Grandma and what was the other one? Bingus for Zelda 1. And then for Zelda 2, the current choice is Marin.
Wow.
So if you want to see those be the choices, or if you want to put in your own, get on over to the tracker, make a donation that fits within your means, and let us know what you'd like your file name to be.
It's so easy. Even my grandma could do it.
Right? As long as she's... Well, no, I'm not going to make a joke about your grandma being in pieces. We don't want that.
Well, we just golfed with her earlier, no?
Oh, that was your... Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry. King J did some very unkind things to your grandmother.
I heard. Unfortunately, I was eating dinner at the time, so I was not privy to what occurred in that time period.
That's probably for the best.
So we're going to reassemble this clock inside of the clock tower, and we're going to play chess! Let's go!
I'm terrible at chess. Let's go.
Goal here, just have the knight kill everything.
Oh, okay. I could do that.
There we go. This one goes here.
Yeah, if the other set of pieces doesn't get to move, I'm great at chess.
Yep. Just gotta kill all 3 of them. Before we go into there, we're gonna grab this little ballerina that I can't grab from that angle, apparently. God, it's kind of annoying me how specific these angles have to be. Okay, we're gonna rotate that, slide this through. Go to this side. Rotate this. Whoops. Don't go too far. I never remember the order.
Chad would like to assure you that your grandma had a great time playing golf and absolutely nothing went wrong.
Fantastic. I'm glad. She has been looking for a little bit more excitement in her older age. Oh my god, grab them, please. Another square hole! That's apparently the last square hole. Okay, I have to tab over so that I can actually read my notes. 90 degrees clockwise.
When you get a second, once you're done solving this, I'm curious what the overall format of these puzzles is. Like what you're supposed to be looking for if you're playing this casually.
So pretty much when you get something or something opens, you just look at every side of it until you can figure it out. The game is pretty good about making things very, very clear.
And puzzles relatively self-contained?
Yes. Every puzzle is contained to the area it comes from. These rooms also are, like, they might feel pretty big, but, like, this room has, what, 4 or 5 places to go. You have the main area, or 3, I guess. Main area, upstairs, and downstairs, and that's it. So, it's, there's not a whole lot to do. It might feel very complicated, but the game itself is actually fairly simple. None of the mechanics are too crazy. Open the box. Okay. Thank you. Jeez. Just would not open the box. Assemble another lock here. This one. Every time. This. What? It's this. There we go. That's the order. God, I always screw this order up. There we go. Alright, now the ballerina is moving, so now we have to get her into the center. Have to wait for her to make a lap, unfortunately. So what she's going to do here is she's going to move along these paths, but if I click the button, you notice some of the paths between circles are lit up with red, but if I press the button, they disappear. That means that she'll take that path if I click it. If I don't, she'll just keep going in a circle. Of course, I'm going to do the other ballerina.
Multi-track ballerina.
Hit it. That one. So now.
I'm sorry, multi-ballerina track. I was close.
So now we have to get her to the other side, because as you can see, there's another spot over there. You might not be able to see it, but check, see my cursor. So we have to get her all the way around so that she ends up, you know, meeting with the other ballerina, because, of course, they always have to get together. If there's ever two people involved, they need to meet. So. Yay! So now we get this random gemstone that she was hiding in the back of her ballerina outfit for reasons.
He was just looking for the right person to give it to.
So now we're going to have to use these patterns, which are visible below, because she gave us the gemstone. That first pattern turns on the lights. Second pattern will summon the pieces of the statue. Tell me, what do you think this statue is supposed to be? If you had to take a guess before I solve it.
A giant hog.
That's a very
yeah. I'm sorry, it's on the brain. We were just playing a game with a giant hog in it. So.
Guess. It's a raven. You know, as the whole level has been about ravens. Okay. But no, hog definitely close, right? Same family. Hog, hawk, you know, similar.
It's definitely an animal.
Hog and hawk are close.
One of the animals of all time.
Indeed, they are. But we have this raven key. It's almost like we saw a bird cage. Maybe it opens the box next to the bird cage for some reason. Why they're connected, I don't know, but they are.
Quoth the bird key.
This is so funny too. With all these puzzles, for the most part, like if you do one thing, it unlocks the next, and it has a flow to it, right? Where it's like it all makes them.
Honestly, that
sense.
the idea of being in that tiny little encased staircase going up like that is like the scariest thing I've seen so far.
The funny thing here is the only reason we can progress is because the crow or the raven elected to stand on that bell in particular, which allowed the next puzzle to be unlocked because of reasons.
Corvids are extremely smart. Somebody absolutely could have trained it to do that.
Is likely, of course, what happened, but still, it's like, dang, what a coincidence. But we can progress. Imagine if the crow just left. We'd be stuck here forever because we'd never be able to get to the pyramid. So that gemstone that broke was down.
You'd have to go find some food to lure it back with.
I don't have any breadcrumbs. How am I supposed to get it back?
There might be some in, like, a gear inside of a painting on the wall inside of another puzzle. You don't know.
I guess there could be. That feels a little, oops. Wait. Yes, there. Go up. Turn back. Go this way. Over here. Turn that way. Up there. There we go. We got the light out. We get the other half of the clock. And of course, some of these puzzles they expect you to figure out. Like that light puzzle doesn't technically tell you what you're supposed to do. But, you know, after trial and error, you'll realize, oh, you can move the light source. And then, you know, you'll drag it around and it'll follow the path. And then as you follow the path, you know, you get to the exit. And it kind of tells you what's going on. It's like, there's some things where it's like they hope the player understands enough to figure it out. They're not going to spell out everything for you, you know?
Yeah, or at the very least, they're trusting you. Hey, you have an idea of how to explore a space now, so get to it.
You have a brain, right?
You can't prove that.
I was gonna say we like to pretend.
Exactly.
So now we get to ring the giant bell, which of course causes this crystal to break. Now we can get the pyramid finally, and now we get to leave out of the clock tower. That's level 2 of like 6. There's 6 workshop. No, an observatory, and then and then there's the roof. Which technically 6 levels. Okay, now we're off to Hub 3. There's not much to do here. Everything we get to do is in Hub 4. So we got time to kill. But we go put this down and open the next door. So if there's anything you'd like to read, feel free to do so.
Yeah, we've got a message from someone very important to you,
Oh,
actually. It's a $2 donation from Grandma. And Grandma says, "Hello, Genesis, my dear. I did indeed have fun golfing. I hope you are having fun solving puzzles. Love,
thank you,
Grandma."
Grandma. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you had fun golfing.
And that did go towards one of our open bid wars. It was to name the Zelda 2 file name Hot Dog. So that goes in as a choice for Zelda 2's file name at $2. And then ahead of it is Marin at $11. Don't forget, there are also bid wars for Zelda 1. Current choices are Bingus at $10 and Grandma at $8. And just opened is a file name bid war for A Link to the Past, the final game in that Zelda trilogy run. So if you are interested in being part of the experience, seeing the file name that you chose up on the screen while Ice Blue is running those, get your donations in now.
All right. Now we get to make our way to the next section of the game, which is the greenhouse area. So, of course, what's the first thing we gotta do? We gotta turn the power back on. Left. And it's this one. This one. There we go. I'm starting to practice on this game. I did literally like 2/3 of a practice run earlier.
I mean, finding time to practice a 2+ hour run while you are also staffing and doing tech stuff, it's understandable.
Yeah, this is why I made the notes so that I could just do this without having to think much about it. Although my notes are terrible. I was lamenting earlier when I was doing this zone, actually. We're going to go off to the workshop, actually, to do this next bit. About the fact that my notes were garbage. Because I literally wrote down the wrong information on the notes. It was terrible. So this one, we just got to follow it. As long as we're following it, it's going to get more in tune. Nice and easy. And now we get to go on to Zone 3, in which I need to tab out to move my notes. I love that tabbing out pauses the game because reasons. It's funny, some of the games pause when you tab out, some of them don't. It's a very, very strange thing that is seemingly consistent. Step 1, control down. So you're supposed to look around, find this key, realize, oh god, there's a lock here. What do you do with a lock and a key?
You take it off somebody's locker and then you lock their shoes
You
together
introduce
with
them
it.
to each other,
No,
make
wait.
sure they have a nice dinner, and spend some quality time together so that they can enjoy each
Yes,
other's
that's
company.
You know, I make that joke, but that actually, I was on the receiving end of that happening in middle school. So,
Wow.
yeah, somebody legitimately locked my shoes
That
together.
sounds awful. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't great. Granted, I knew it happened, so it's not like I fell over or anything, but having to take my shoes off and go find somebody to take care of it for me was still not great.
imagine. All right, so now we need to lower this bag onto these platforms, which makes a little gear run, and open one of the locks. Well, that's great.
It'll just
What do you
not
think
lock
we
in
should do
place.
now? What would
Something's
we
gonna
do if
happen
we
where
went
it
and
relocks
just,
itself anyways.
decided to not lock this in place? What do you think would happen? Yeah, so the gear turning is what makes it unlock, or is what makes it move. So if you were to not lock the top one in place, like if you move the bottom one first, then when you moved it, it would just release the lock, and it's like, that's so helpful. It's so perfect. It's so useful. I'm gonna raise that up and raise that up. While that is moving, we grab the leather case. We're gonna open. And that kindling, thank you. Go into here. And we're gonna go over and open this door. And if we go back through, we can move this bag into the other room.
I wish I had known well enough to tell you to do the thing before you went to the other place.
I have not done the thing yet. I am out of order, and this is why you're not supposed to go out of order. You need to press this button, grab this,
Of course.
and then we need to do the box stuff first. Because of course there's a box sitting here in the middle.
Would you believe me if I
What
said
you're
that I
supposed to do
had?
is, of course, examine the box, look around, click on everything, do all the stuff. You know. Have you played this puzzle before?
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Have not? I would believe you, and there's a lot of people who don't know how to solve this.
Okay, yeah, it's like the classic
So they will jump over
peg game
one
that works on the triangle,
of them,
where you can jump over one
of the
peg at a
tiles,
time.
but can only jump over one, or they'll move one tile forward.
Goal is
And
different,
you just
but
have
the
to get them to
mechanics are
swap
the same.
sides.
Very good. I wonder what spooky thing is inside the bag.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, now I can do this. I
appreciate your candor in
need to
immediately
drop
making a
it
liar
on
of
the
yourself. I don't think the bag made it safely onto
now
the
I can
table.
do it. The bag has to be on the table. There we go.
A metal bar. They didn't have the decency to call it what it is, an ingot.
It did not make it safely on the table.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but it's an ingot. If it's
I can
pressed
feel my
into that
essence
shape.
fading. I am exhausted.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody's got my back.
A gold bar. The gold bar is what it is. Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, so it's not.
Okay,
I
so
can't
we lit
quite
the
say
fire.
bonfire lit, but still, we might be able to rest
We
and
have
increase our soul
ignited the
level
forge
here.
by lighting one piece of kindling, because reasons. Apparently that's good enough. Yes, so this needs to go. Where's the first key?
Now it's time to do some weapon forging. That's the thing.
Clockwise, 180 degrees. Okay. Don't worry, now it's a
Oh yeah,
bonfire.
we are forging something.
Now look
Is
how
it a
hot
key?
it is.
I bet it's a key. I told you. Ah, thank you. I've been forgetting to do my job in that way for a while now, so I appreciate you picking it back up.
A key created in the forge.
A small connect.
We're gonna move this to the left, which opens this little compartment. So we're going to grab that.
I appreciate that you can tell that
Then
it's
we're gonna go
hollowed out
back
without having to inspect
to
it
that to the right.
specifically.
Opens this little compartment. Grab that. Then we're going to go over to here.
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah.
Right? Because you know that makes
In
sense.
principle, yes, exactly. Certainly.
Have you played this game before?
There's a certain technique to these, yeah, where it ultimately turns into, no matter how large the pattern or section you're dealing with is, you block off a portion of it and you move it clockwise until you get that section in the position you want, and then you repeat the different subsection of the tiles. Mm-hmm.
You effectively get them in the reverse order, so that when you rotate them all along the path, they will end up where they're supposed to be. It's also how you do all those weird sliding puzzles. Hold the bar, place the thing, solve, place the casing. Okay. So now we get to make a new key.
It's true.
So this is a lot less gold than the key we started with, right? And we're trying to make it longer. 180. On our... Looks right. I hope that's right. That looks right. So we had a lot less gold this time, right? Or metal. Yet somehow it melted to the exact same amount. And we had a very small key.
Honestly, what is conservation of mass anyway?
To make a key that's bigger. Yeah. Now we can make a key that's bigger for some reason.
Yep.
Because, you know, again, it clearly makes sense.
Yeah. Lance of Longinus looking key.
Go to the second room. Open the disc. That is in fact moving.
Have we seen that screen before where you interact with something that's in your inventory?
Yes, I've done that a couple times.
Okay.
I did that during the tutorial when I opened the box that was there, so that I could get the...
yes.
But yes, you can interact with and mess with stuff in your inventory. We go here, put this belt on, and of course now we turn the lathe on! Let's go! We get chess pieces! For some reason.
Oh yeah. Certified lathe moment.
Hell yeah. Lathes do not get enough representation in video gaming, and it's depressing because they are awesome feats of machinery. I love lathes, they're so cool.
That said, when they do appear, I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually in horror games. Yeah. What with industrial accidents and the kinds of fears people have of those.
True. We need to rotate this to fix... It's the water wheel. Move, move. I also love these little puzzles that take place through the little eyepieces because I think they're really, really fun. Like, this little tiny house is adorable. It's effectively the workshop itself.
Don't think too hard about how it's actually possible to manipulate something happening deep inside of another object.
Oh, don't worry. Just wait till we get to something that's occurring later.
Excellent.
This needs to be 180. I think is that. Yes, it is. Let's go.
I've got some fun esoteric facts for you from the chat.
Oh.
A gold fact. A lump of pure gold, the size of a matchbox, can be flattened out to the size of a tennis court.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I guess that depends on how thin you make it. Like,
right, but it's the idea that that you still have some level of structural integrity, that it's still technically all the same contiguous piece, even at that size.
Yeah. So here we're rotating this so that these gems can be clicked into place. Counterclockwise once. I literally did it the wrong way. That is I was right the first. I literally changed it from clockwise to counterclockwise, and I screwed it up again. Bottom goes clockwise once. Right goes clockwise twice. Then that's enough for...
All right, so what I'm hearing here is that you can't trust your notes or your
No,
instincts.
my notes were right. I'm changing this back. My notes were right, and then
but the
I
other times
changed
they haven't
it, thinking that I did it wrong. Because I'm like, that's not the right direction.
Fair.
And then I spun it the direction that I just was like, that's not the right direction. And then I messed it up again. Alright, we need to go fix the key, because the key does not work. It's a pattern. Key up there, close it. Both of these go counter. That's clockwise, not counterclockwise. There we go, that's counterclockwise. Oh, the exact same thing gets to happen again. Key number 4. Or 3, it's key 3. Because I can count. Good thing I don't have to do math in here. Totally not foreshadowing of some kind. Okay. Almost done. I'm going to hope that I actually wrote and read these instructions correctly, because this is a pain to screw up. Right. Left. Right. Right. I think I screwed that up. So I think I was only supposed to hit that once.
I was gonna say, hey, if it makes you feel better, chat enjoys
2,
pain.
3.
At least based on what happened to Grandma
Yes,
earlier.
that is true. 2 of these.
Oh yeah, concentric circles moving at different rates. Yeah, I've seen these.
I
kind
need
of
a, I need a
before.
left, left, right
Nicely
at the
done.
end of this. I'm adding that left.
Hmm.
Right. There we go.
Read directly from chat as written. It's a pain to screw up. Does that mean it makes bread?
No, it's not pain. That's pawn, not pain. It's close enough though.
It depends what language you're reading in.
That is true. You did quarter me there, I guess. That is true.
All a matter of perspective, much like these games.
Yeah, indeed, they are. All right, we're getting close to the end
Yeah,
of the
no,
workshop.
I appreciate you. Nice. I appreciate you walking us through briefly the history of these games and their evolution over time, because I don't know about other people, but I had always kind of conceptualized this franchise as a mobile series of games, because I knew mostly the first
Yeah.
one. So to hear that they were successful enough there that not just did they port them over, but they also expanded the nature and the relative length and complexity of the games to work with something beyond the mobile format. Very
Yeah,
cool.
no, the fact that when I found out they had a VR game, I'm like, dang, they really must have been successful. And I'm like, okay, there was the first one that I played, and oh, there's another one. They're also super cheap. I think you can get the first 4 games for like $25 combined. They're not that expensive. The most expensive one is the VR game. It's like $30, but it's a VR game. So it's going to be expensive. But like, these games are cheap. They're good. Like, these puzzles, like figuring them out, I'm kind of showing the solution to everything, of course. But like the puzzles are good. There are a couple sometimes that are bad, but like that's gonna happen when you make so many of them. There's a couple that feel really unintuitive, or where the answer is really out of the way, and it's like it's hard to maybe find it on like the first run through, But the puzzle design in general is pretty good, and they definitely work well with what they have. Like, they went out of their way to make these really good, and I appreciate that. Okay, this is up 3, down 1. Hello, thank you. You in the camshaft, thank you. So now we're going to take this camshaft, and there has been something completely out of the way that you were supposed to have looked at and seen earlier, but of course, speedrun. There's just this random arm here that's missing a camshaft. And when you put in the camshaft...
Yeah, you don't want to try to operate your arm without a camshaft. The differential will be all off. The slip is just going to be, yeah. I don't even want to think about it.
Now we're going to adjust this key so that it meets our conditions. There we go. I hope that locked in. I think it did. All right. So we made those 4 squares line up, so now we can use this part of the key. We'll go to this side. We can stick the key in there.
This is not how keys work.
Stick the key in there.
I'm writing a very sternly worded letter. Okay, that one worked. That one is, that's how keys are used.
That also wasn't necessarily how the key was supposed to work, but it's good. So now we're over the workshop. Yay! That's 2 levels down.
Oh, more spooky triangles.
2 levels? 3 levels? 3 levels. That's 3 levels down.
Unimportant little details. Just keep working through the notes. You got this.
So now we get to do a lot of stuff in the hub. The hub has its own series of puzzles, which is what leads to the other endings. If you were to do the game normally, do nothing extra, you will get the normal ending. Ending 1. But there's 3 others if you elect to do either of the 2 over or hub puzzle series. There's 2 of them. One of which requires the crystal, which we have 1 of. We need another 1 of them from somewhere in here. Then the other one is going to involve finding tokens. We need 4 of them. And so we're going to do all of that now, because we finally have access to the last crystal and a tool that will, it's this one, a tool that will allow us to get all of the tokens. So we're going to the study, the library. Sorry, it's the library, not the study. And we received a book. Let's put it on a pedestal. And now that turns into an elevator.
So if we were playing casually and being thorough, would we have any idea what this mysterious goop that seems to appear on objects once we're done working with them
you are told about it in the second game. So in the first game, you find out that there is a 5th element called the null. Think of it like antimatter. It's kind of the role that it fills in this universe. And you learn about it in this guy's experiments and efforts to try to command it and use it in like the power of alchemy to gain all this ridiculous power nonsense, right? From the left. Goes there. No, it's this one. Wait a minute. No, it's that one. One goes there, that goes there, that goes there. There we go. I figured it out. This one's hard because they don't tell you anything about which side is which side. You just have to process elimination. But the second game goes a lot through about like how the rooms work, how they're linked, the kind of what the essence of the null is like, and all that stuff. And it turns out that the rooms are manifestations of stuff that's going on in the null. So that's why there's all this black goo that's around.
Interesting. So this element has some sort of will of its own, or so it seems.
Timber. Sorry. Hope there's no one downstairs.
I think it's been quite clear to this point that this entire space is not OSHA compliant.
Yeah.
So you're probably
fine. Grab our little screwdriver back here. And now we're gonna leave.
Oh, I've gotten that kind of screwdriver with some things before.
Knock down the safe.
They never work well.
I can't interact with this. Now we're gonna open this thing that I teased you about earlier. It's a key.
Honestly, I shouldn't have expected it to be anything
True.
else.
And remember, we got that from Mystical Maggie. That's important. Just remember we got it from her. So now we're going to go down here. Inside the safe, we get the second crystal that we were looking for. So now we're going to enter the study, which is directly in front of us.
Good, good. 2 crystals. It's time to go looking for the time trial relic, right?
Of course. So
Excellent.
now we have the screwdriver, and hey, this one happens to be unscrewable. If we were to interact with this, or look more at the device that was up there, it was open and missing a component. But it turns out we have the component, and that little key that we just got from Maggie opens this desk. Turn all the way, please. Thank you. So now we're going to pull out the drawer, find this on the side, Get another handle. Use it on the other side because, you know, logic. Just put all your handles next to each other. Pull this.
There you go. It's like in computer security when somebody has a like strong master password, but then they have that master password on a sticky note under their
Like,
desk.
why have a good password then? It's like it defeats the purpose.
Exactly. If you have a good system here, but you've fundamentally undercut yourself.
So now we can open this. Which now opens this. And now we can turn these. Open this. Which finally gives us our first token! We got the token!
I had no idea that's what we've been driving for this whole time, but
Well,
I'm extremely happy that we have it now.
we got the token came from the device that we got from Maggie. So what do you think? Would you remember what the thing in front of her said?
I do not.
Place token.
Oh, wait. Ah, very good.
Also, minor
Well, she's trained by the great Khan
minor
himself.
spooky
So.
warning. Of course, this is going to be off-putting. I guess I can put down. I would say a jump scare warning, but there's not. It's just unexpected, and it's more of a shock, like a minor shock thing, but it's not actually a jump scare. Freaked me out the first time I saw it, though. So she's going to read us our fortune. Note that there are 4 cards here, and you want to tell me what this card says?
In prison.
And then she's going to give us something. And we're going to use this to get the next token. Spooky! He deceives you. Who's he? See, as runners, we don't care. It doesn't matter.
I also appreciate that the tarot or the arcana numbering on the card was 22, because I'm pretty sure the major arcana in the standard deck go from 1 to 21.
Don't they go to 24?
Or 0 to 21 if you count the fool.
25? I thought they went to 25.
I know there are more in gosh, what's the other version of the tarot? Like there are several others, but I believe the standard major arcana is
No,
21.
I have to do math!
Oh,
Help me!
I got nothing for you.
I'm screwed. How will I ever solve these? Anyway, I solved them.
By having them in your notes?
That's clearly the only solution. Alright, so now we have to raise these to these levels. Now we get to go to the library. Something happening in the library. That's suspect. What could possibly be going on in the library? That's where Maggie is. I guess I should go into the lore a little bit, since that's kind of coming up now. Pretty much, if we read these notes, we'd find out that we're here. We're trapped here by the craftsman because he sensed promise in us. And he's like, you have to do what I say to escape, because you are digging a little too deep. And the only way to escape is to prove to me that you're worthy, or stuff like that. Pretty much that kind of thing. And these notes you find are also about his studies. And the he deceives you is, of course, her talking about the craftsman. What a surprise. Also, remember that number on the phone. Did you see what number that was?
Sure did.
Okay. Good to know.
Gonna be easy to remember later.
Of course.
I'm gonna remember that I did not see it.
I'll ask you later what it was, and you will know, of course. Chat will elect to enlighten you. But yeah, so pretty much we're trapped here. We're trying to figure out what we need to do to get out. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! Token. Token number 2 out of 4. Let's go turn it in. So get another gold star, shall we? I want to show that I've been a good noodle. So what was the? Have we seen the second? No, this is the second. Okay. I was like, have we seen the second? I guess not. So here's the funny thing: if I go fast enough, you can see the token is still there, and then it despawn.
Yep.
Which is so entertaining.
Well, yeah, I mean, those mechanisms, you know, if you've ever used like a coin imprinting machine, you're not supposed to just mash it in as hard as you
yes,
can.
but it's funny that they wait for it to despawn. Like, they check it goes in, wait a second, play a sound effect, then despawn
Indeed.
it. But if you're fast enough on the pull out, because we're going to have to submit, like I said, 4 tokens, because we need 1 for each of these cards. Here's the next one.
Right.
That's LXVV. That's not a correct order.
That is, yeah, that's way too high a number for
Well, VV is illegal.
a numbered arcana.
Oh, did you see what the name was?
Yes, also that. Sure didn't. He seems familiar somehow, though.
Escape. Okay. We're going to go to the greenhouse. I believe, scrolling my notes. Yes, go to the greenhouse. And I take it you still didn't see the number on the gramophone, or on the phone.
What? You mean 1795?
You did. Or chat told you. Good stuff. Because now we're going to use that number here in the greenhouse. If I can turn the camera. Hey, look, a random gramophone and an old-timey telephone. I wonder if these are connected. Oh, keep spinning this.
Yes, just like Grandma used to like.
So 1795.
That's the year. That's the year I was a little girl living in this spooky house.
1795. Grandma's 230 years old.
At least.
She looks very good for being
We'll
230 years old. Oh god, the phone's ringing again. The phone, it's ringing. Answer the phone. T.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait.
I don't want to drop this call. That seems rude.
I literally didn't do what I was supposed to do in the greenhouse. To the greenhouse.
All right. While you're going back and doing that, Grandma would like you to know that if you want to keep track of us here at the Prevent-a-Thon community, you can use ! Discord in chat or ! Socials to keep track of our social media, to come join the community as part of the Prevent-a-Thon Discord, to see what we're doing, to get to know us, for us to get to know you, so like if you've just raided in from another channel, for instance, if you want to join the Prevent-a-Thon community, you can type ! Discord in chat and come see what we're all about, get to know us, potentially submit for future events, either as a runner or a volunteer. We would love to meet you.
Now we get to play this little mini game. This is what I was supposed to do with the crystals.
I like when there are games inside my game.
They added games to your game so you could game harder while you game.
Absolutely. I understood that reference, dog.
Now, whoa. Mysterious artifact. Ooh.
Mysterious. Yeah, everything else so far has been mundane. This is mysterious.
Of course, because this is totally mundane. Oh, it's 3.
Right.
I wrote 2. I need to press right 3 times.
That's like
it's not 2. I'm going to go change that. But we have a sphere. It's
no longer mysterious.
a much more mysterious shape than a cube.
You'd think so, but that's not what the game says.
So is it just an artifact?
It's just a metal object.
Well, okay, that's also the easy way for them to do it, so they didn't have to write what it is, so it's just a metal object. But the turning of the 2 crystals and gave us this mysterious artifact. That is one of the items we need to unlock the extra endings. So that will earn us one of the 2 endings that we're looking for.
Oh yeah, right. We have this table that we haven't thought about.
No, I got the square from here, and I ignored it. We want this blank wax cylinder. That's all we needed. That's it. We should go in there to grab that cylinder. That's it. This is why I needed to wait.
We had to invent a stage to sneak our way backstage to take a single blank wax cylinder.
Yeah, if you don't put the cylinder in here and answer the call, you have to go redial very annoying. I forgot I needed to, for one, get that other item and make the sphere so I could get the wax cylinder to do this part. Which, you know what's really funny? I literally just did this section for practice before I started. And I already forgot to do it correctly.
That's how it goes. You get in the practice, you feel good about it, you're like, all right, I'm going to remember when we get there.
Also, for some reason, that etched the thong onto the cylinder, because apparently gramophones can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely how that works.
So, now, where else did we see a gramophone that had a wax cylinder that was open?
Ah, yes, backstage.
Yay, the stage curtain's open! That's super spooky. And then we just get ejected. But for all of that hard work, a token! It's number 3. We're still missing one more token.
Yeah, I mean, now that I know tokens are a thing, obviously we have to find them.
Of course, they're collectibles.
Granted, this is a 100% run, so I shouldn't be worried about that. But
so the first one was imprisoned. What was the second ending? Do you remember? The second card.
No. I'm remembering the series of Roman numerals. Not
oh, you remember LXVB? Not the. It's escape.
Yeah.
He was imprisoned and escape were the 2 cards we've got.
Got it.
Now we're gonna see what the third one is. Was released? Yeah.
Is this your card?
XLVI is a valid.
Also, it appears to involve the spooky null energy from earlier.
Maybe. It could just also
Based
be a Cthulhu
what's
tentacle
depicted on that
monster.
card.
You never know. Now we go
Fair.
upstairs. Unfortunately, we are going to have to put a hold on tokens for now, because we're going to go to the last section of the game. Since we have to go up to the observatory anyway, we're going to elect to just stay up here for now. By the way, there's going to be a significant amount of downtime coming up in the next zone for like multiple minutes. So that will be a good opportunity for you to fill time when we get there, of course.
Sure.
I need to go like there, and hey look, a key! Wow, a key! Anyway, we're going to move on.
One of my 2
Why did I go
favorite
this
things.
way? I'm not supposed to
like
go this
3.
way. Let's go back. Go back. I need to go put the component in place first. And solve the puzzle here. Alright, here we go. So as you see, this device was missing a component, so we'll just plot it in place. I did not mean to open that. Close it. And now, go over to this device. Turn on the power. And now that we do that, the device will burst to life because we have repaired the component. And because it's the same component as the first one, it's solved the exact same way. There we go. Over and undershot.
Okay, good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, as a musician, hearing the 2 tones just very slightly out of sync with each other was
for me too.
yeah.
All right, and we are now on to the final major separated zone, which is the observatory. Dun, dun. Now we're going to solve this light puzzle, because guess what? I know the answers. Can I not interact with these yet? Apparently the game will not let me interact with these yet. Do I need to do something else first that I'm not remembering? I probably need to do something else first that I'm not remembering. This, kids... Oh, duh, light puzzle. This thing. This is what it's asking for. So this goes there. That goes there. No, that goes there. And then this goes there. There we go. That's the light puzzle I'm supposed to do. And now we can take this. There we go. I was looking at the wrong light puzzle. These goes there. Place the etched lens in the proper place. That is not the correct place. Oh, right. I need to make it drag on one word. There we go. And then Draco the... Hello. Let me turn the piece. Draco the dragon. Wow.
No, it's fine. You can just imagine the solution.
Ugh.
Crystal Star. I've played Skyrim. I know what goes in there.
Now I can do this puzzle. Which is this one, this one, this one, this one. Yes. Now we get the lens and the scrap of parchment. The lens of the parchment, and then place the parchment on the wheel, which is going to be over here. Just wait. Oh, and rotate the wheel. Right. Right, because I have to place the parchment before I can mess with this. Oh no, the lens is cracked! Anyway. Okay, I'm going to back out of this. We need to go up to this one.
I'm just hoping they choose to discard that cracked lens responsibly.
Oh, responsibly. Yeah. Goes to there.
Well, it said I'll discard it, but I mean, what that could mean any number of things.
Whoa! Oh, oops, I turned that a little too far. There we go. Whoa!
Hey, look, it's Draco, the constellation.
And we get a metal plate.
Like we were talking about.
Then we need to the top to this one, and the bottom to this one. I think I need to go place the plate first before the game will let me do this. This plate is supposed to go here, which will give us more information, but of course we don't need it.
I have every expectation that that one right there is a known constellation, but it reminded me of the, if you've ever been to the American Southwest, the Cocopelli figures that they have there. Yeah, that's totally what that looked like to me.
This goes on this door. Yay, open the door!
You know, I wonder how many craftspeople
Alright.
out there can actually make a door mechanism that elaborate. You probably have to know somebody, huh? Either that or you have to learn how to do it yourself.
Let's open the door. Thank you for the gear.
Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Oh my god.
You know what? I have to imagine that isn't a reference that plays with anybody anymore.
Probably not.
Ah, well. Sometimes the jokes are
Yay,
just
now
for
we have lights over there. Cool. I'm gonna turn this to face the right direction and take that gear. And then I think I need to do this in here. Well, then let's take the gear. Oh, nope. We just do not do this yet. Okay. We do that later. Now we can enter this room. I tried to open the door earlier. Also, that is super dangerous. The way that door opens.
Yeah, a little bit. Some sharp
Yep.
edges. Again, as we previously established, not OSHA compliant. But
Hey, we're
still.
in this room just to take the sundial, and then we're going back outside. Also, love that lens flare and that lamp over there because that looks magnifique. Now we're going to come back over to here.
The benefit of having very well established spaces that the character is going to move through in extremely predefined ways.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go over to here.
The lighting can and will look exactly the way you want it to.
Slide that over.
Ooh. Ooh.
Can I solve this now? I can. So the gear goes there. I can still remove it. We're going to do this to pop it out. Yo, another gear! We now have 3 of them. Go all the way to the right. Then we do triangle, circle, and square. And then turn it. And that's 2. And now I need to go here, down the middle. Take those back. Now we put this on, not on there. Wait a minute. I go somewhere else. Use the handle on the plaque.
If you've got a minute, do you want to know what's even more than 2?
3.
It's true. 3 is the number of open bid wars we have for file names for the Zelda trilogy run tomorrow. So, if you are interested in having your suggestion for a file name show up on the screen as part of Ice Blue's trilogy run, you can use !donate in the chat, put in an amount that fits within your means to donate, and select a name of up to 8 characters for any of those 3 games to make a donation that either contributes to existing choices or adds new choices to the list of suggestions for the file name for any of those 3 games.
There we go. Now we get to do the last one, which now, of course, makes this thing turn into an orrery, which is huge.
Huge both figuratively and literally.
Yes. And look, there's the prism we're looking for. Let's start by solving Mercury. Slide that piece down, slide that piece down, and then click it. Yo, Mercury! That's 1! Easy! What does that do over here? Oh, right. Something I don't need to worry about for the moment. So now, we also got this other thing that we can now stick on top of there and hit the button. So now we fixed Venus. That'll give us the second item.
Okay, so we've got my very... We all did those mnemonics to remember the order of the planets when we were younger, right?
Of course.
What was yours?
I don't know if I remember. It has been a very long time.
Yeah, I know there were others. The only one I ever remember was the one that we used in my classes, which was my very elegant mother just ordered us 9 pizzas.
There you go, that's Earth.
Or just sent us 9 pizzas, rather. There is no planet that starts with an O.
Look at the metal casing. The moon is done. And now that we're back here, we have all those. We're going to grab this lens. Go into here. Solve this now. Bottom to top is right, left, left, left. No. I literally spun these all. Oh my god. Spin. Is that not correct? Is not correct. There we go. God, I am terrible at this. Anyway, we're gonna go inside. Spin this. Take this. And then all of a sudden, well, we just broke something. Hope it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we are speedrunners. That seems about right.
Leave? I might have broke it. Anyway, we're just gonna take a look really quickly. Just kidding. I'm gonna go do the telescope first. We're gonna ignore that.
Excellent.
We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna go do the telescope first.
While you worry about breaking things, I would like to let chat know or remind them that we are looking to break the $8,000 mark for lifetime funds raised for Little Warriors with your help. That currently requires an additional or a total for this event of $3,379, which, if I don't miss my mark, is $1,199 Canadian away from where we are right now, which translates to about $863 US. And if we meet that mark, we will unlock the final bonus run, an all dungeons run of Echoes of Wisdom. That is available through the time that run is looking to happen tomorrow. So any amount that you can donate goes towards other incentives, targets. The one we are looking to meet that I just mentioned is a milestone, meaning that every donation is automatically applied to that. So if you are able to give, it would be tremendous. We want to show off that Echoes of Wisdom run. It's not an any percent, meaning we don't just wrong warp to the final dungeon. So you get to see a lot more of it from an absolutely fantastic runner in Ice Blue.
This puzzle's gonna take me a minute to solve.
No worries. You just cut me off when it's time to start talking again. Because I mentioned that we're raising money for Little Warriors. If you're not familiar, Little Warriors is a national charitable organization focused on the awareness, prevention, and treatment of child sexual abuse. They also advocate on behalf of and with child sexual abuse survivors. If you want to learn more about them and their mission, you can use !info in chat or visit littlewarriors.ca.
To go there. That goes there.
Welcome also to another group of raiders and friends. Appreciate having you here with us as we raise money for Little Warriors here at Prevent-a-Thon 4. I was just telling the people how we are looking to make a push to reach to the $8,000 mark raised lifetime across Prevent-a-Thon events and unlock our final run tomorrow evening of Echoes of Wisdom. That's an all dungeons. Is it unrestricted? Someone's gonna have to remind me, but I know it's not an all percent, an any percent rather, which gives us more amazing content from a new, fresh game that is still being routed, but Ice Blue is on the bleeding edge of that, and I know they will put on a great show. Hey Genesis, what's that beeping noise?
I found a thing.
Is that anything I should be worried about?
No, of course not. Everything is perfectly fine. There we go. So what I have to do is I have to find these patterns on this giant globe of this other planet. And then once I find them, I have to input them on the device. And of course, this will tell me when I'm getting close with the beeping sounds. There we go. Right to this one. Was the right pattern. For a second I thought I did it wrong, but the beeping stopped. And we gotta keep going left. This movement is unfortunately very, very, very slow. There we go. This one is this pattern. This is kind of the annoying thing, is you have to see them. Also, this is super, super long, so I was going to give you a plug here anyway, but this is a very, very, very long segment where we're just going to be doing this little mini game. And pretty much we're going through this weird space. Left. What we need to do is we need to go around this map and find these platforms. And then once we find these platforms, you step on them. Up, right, 2 ups. And so I'm going to be following my list of instructions here so that I can get to all of these and trigger every single one of them, because this is our destination right here. So we got to light up everything and get into that. So 2 turnarounds, up, right, up, right, up, left.
I like it. This is like classic dungeon crawling gameplay from RPGs
Yeah.
of old. I'm expecting to have a random encounter.
I totally thought a jump scare was coming when I did this section the first time, but there's not. There's nothing.
No, that
it
tracks.
feels like it, right?
Right.
And then 2 ups. There's another one. All right, we have 3 more to do. Up. Left, up. There is another one. Getting along, getting along. 2 more batches to do. This section is pretty lengthy, and it's just me following my notes.
Sure.
Left.
Well, yeah, then if we have a little time, I will tell people about some of Little Warrior's amazing initiatives, like the Be Brave Ranch, founded in 2014 by Ray Labonte and family, which has helped hundreds of children, youth, and families overcome the profound impacts of child sexual abuse trauma. Their safe, secure, multimodal, and culturally inclusive program consists of a 1-year combined on-site and outpatient intervention programming that's designed to reduce mental health related issues today and enrich future outcomes. Now, trauma is something that comes in many forms. It's something that is almost unspeakable in a lot of cultures. Like, I feel like people don't appropriately appreciate the meaning and the sentiment of the phrase trauma response, because that can mean something large or small. You know, there are ways that I behave that it took my partner, it took a therapist to help me understand were genuinely trauma responses to things that had happened to me in the past. So having a group like Little Warriors and an outlet like the Be Brave Ranch for something so serious as childhood sexual abuse, to help them understand and process those traumas and understand that it's not their fault, it's on the people who did that, is just, I can't properly put into words how valuable that sort of thing is, and how much I am grateful to be part of raising money for that.
Okay. It's definitely a good cause. And I solved that really long puzzle, got this orb, solved the inside of the orb puzzle, and now get to hit the button on the top. And this should be the conclusion of the observatory. As this goes over and opens it. Yeah, let's go. Last pyramid. We are almost finished. Sort of almost.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at the estimate and that doesn't seem quite
the
right.
endings, they each take like 5+ minutes to do, so there's still like a bunch left, but we have to do one more thing in the hub, and then we're on to the endings. So we're in the final stretch here.
I was gonna say, we're still 1 token short.
Yeah, which we're gonna get now. It's funny, it's 2 lines of text to do this puzzle that's left, but it's like, this thing takes an eternity. Because there's a lot of movement involved in each step. And it takes absolutely forever to do each one. But it should be fine. So, No, not back into the elevator. I turned too much. Get out. My character is clearly very indecisive, so nobody wants to go up or down. Okay, we are going to the greenhouse. And there was something that I don't know if you noticed. There were some bricks that were falling out. Look at this wall. This wall's about to fall apart. Whoa. Now we get to go inside of this thing. Alright, I need to turn this around. Where is it? Oh no, I did have it right. Okay. So now we have to open this so that now we have the lock open. We can now put a key in, back out, go to the other side, which has the scripted movement. Then we're going to come over to here, and we can put this key we got inside, and we're going to rotate it. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to rotate it. Right. Put the key in, we're going to come through here. Go into here. So now, come on here, solve this little tiny puzzle so that it turns the edge of the key, opens the lock. Now we're going to back out. We're going to have to left click first to be able to back out. For some reason in this game, you have to use a left click input before the game will register other inputs. So like there, I was spamming to leave, but the game wouldn't let me because I hadn't used a left click. So if I do left right click, it lets me leave, but if I just spam right click, it doesn't let me move, which is a very strange quirk, which is kind of annoying when trying to do this stuff fast.
I'm going to assume that's a PC only behavior because, as we've mentioned a couple of times over the course of this run, this series does also exist on mobile devices. So I can't imagine that input issue translates over.
I don't actually know if 2 or 3 are on mobile. I know 1 is for certain because that's how I found out about it. One day when I was working late at a shift at work, oh wait, what am I doing? I don't need that on. And my boss, it was totally dead. It was late. We had already done all the cleanup. There wasn't much to do. We were just waiting for him to close. And my boss was just messing with something on his iPad. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. He handed it to me on the last, 2 puzzles of the last level. And I did it, which was a problem too, because it was a color puzzle,
Nice.
which I am notoriously bad at because I'm, colorblind. Which was, very enjoyable.
Yes. Wikipedia says iOS and Android about 2.5 years before the Windows version, actually.
For 2 and 3?
For 3 at least. I assume that means
That
2
would
is
also mean
also
4 probably
on
as
both.
Well, that's cool. Anyway,
Yep, does appear to be the
do you
case.
remember what our 3 tarot cards have been so far?
Imprisonment, escape, release.
The final one is Lost, which is card 99.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that show again.
Now we get this random mysterious artifact, and then she is down for the count. All of her power is gone. We have the 2 devices and a screwdriver, because clearly the screwdriver is the ultimate tool.
Time to MacGyver some
So,
things.
let's go ahead. We have 1 pyramid left. We are now on to the endings.
All right, we've been busy this whole time while the pyramids are just inceptioning.
Oh, don't worry. So that's 5 pyramids that have 4 sides. So clearly that makes a 20-sided cube or object, right?
It's an icosahedron. I think that's the right term for it. 20-sided. Maybe that's a 12-sided. Ah. Mm-hmm.
key. But yes, it is an icosahedron. Yes, because it clearly makes obvious sense that 4 times 5 equals 20, despite the fact that they're not even including the same size. The sides of the pyramids were bigger than the sides on the craftsman's key. We know reasons. All right, we are now on our way to the endings. We are going to do them in order, starting with the just runaway ending. We're going to start by going up to the top here and placing our craftsman's key, which is huge, by the way. Look how big that thing is. Then we're going to take this ring, and then let's open the device. This device, I believe. Yes. And turn this on preemptively. Now we're going to go inside. Top one is this way. Ah! Overshot. That one, and this one would be... Ugh. And this one's another turn. So they're on place. Hit the button. Cool! And now we turn on a light. Well, that's an interesting shape. I have to zoom in just to...
Yeah, it's kind of like what was the original
This little contraption is so cool.
basically I think it follows the same idea as like a zoetrope, which is one of the original motion picture formats, where you'd have a series of images displayed on semi-transparent paper in a cylinder, and you'd shine light through it and it would look like the image was moving.
Yeah. All right, into the key we go. It is right, right, left, 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 right. Easy solution. Now we've got them all in place. Lit the crystal.
So wait, we're doing all of this
This is
business
such
to
a-
run away? Is that what you said?
So we're getting the endings in order. What was the first ending we got? Was escape, wasn't it? Or it was
I thought it
imprisonment.
was imprisonment. Yeah.
Hey, look, it's the train. Well, we can get back on the train, go back to where we were. Let's do it, shall we? Let's get out of here. Back on the train. Back where we
You know, before you said it was the train, watching something come through that wall, I could have sworn it was the front of an arcade
Congratulations, you
cabinet.
found the center of my labyrinth.
Ah, wow.
Well, look at that. Look at that labyrinth.
Yeah, that seems less than ideal, in case you wanted to get where you were going.
I mean, at that point, right, eventually you would just get on the train tracks. And look, it's the box from the beginning that was given to us. That got us here in the first place.
Turns out we were inside the box all along.
And now, we are forever imprisoned within the labyrinth. Hey, look! That's ending number 1. That sounds interesting. Well,
I don't think it's true that you just completed the room 3 for the first time, despite what the text on screen said.
no way. What would have given you that idea?
The notes mostly.
So, that's the first ending, which, that's interesting. It matched the tarot card. I wonder what the other ones could possibly mean. What do you think? No input? Well, we are going to do the exact same thing we just did again, so if you would like to read anything, you are free to do so while I do the exact same setup I just did.
Sure. No, I mean, now is a great time to remind people again about all the active things we have moving and shaking. We've got file name bid wars for games tomorrow. We've got that bonus run that we want to unlock. tell you a little bit about the runs we have going on tomorrow. We've got a whole Mario block, although it's Mario and more, because the opening run tomorrow is going to be an any percent run of Princess Peach Showtime. Super excited for that. Because of generosity and because of donations already made, the runner is also going to be wearing a actual physical Princess Peach crown while running. So tune in early tomorrow afternoon, U.S. Eastern time, or so 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. If you want to join us in time for that run, then we've got some more classic Mario Bros. Games after that, and then we go into Zelda and Zelda Associated for pretty much the rest of our day tomorrow. So if you're a fan of classic game franchises, especially Nintendo associated ones, uh, come by and spend whatever of your day you would like to tomorrow. There'll be great runs to show off throughout the day.
Fantastic. And we are almost done with redoing the setup.
Good. I'm trying to pace myself because I know this isn't the
We're gonna have
last
to do this
time.
2 more
There's
times.
plenty more to talk about, but yeah, there's plenty more to talk about. I'm just trying not to put myself into a situation where I cut off an ending.
No, you got time, because we just did the first ending, which was this. But if you noticed, there were these 2 pedestals that appeared, which is interesting. So we're gonna have to do this minimum every single time, but because we have these 2 different artifacts, we can now get separate endings. So if we go over to the left pedestal, I believe that's this one, we can put this piece in, which we can open. And now we can go inside. And this one is very easy. You just have to rotate it with that light so that it shines on the crystal, and then you're done. This one is very easy, especially compared to the other one, which is a nightmare. I hate the other one. This one is so easy, and then the other one is like hard. So now, you notice this thing is turning differently, because we have another light source on it that's different, and we have a different door. Why don't we see what's on the other side? Do you remember what the second ending was?
Imprisonment, escape.
Yes.
Would make sense with the boat here.
Which, of course, the tarot card had the boat.
Sure, I'm glad that mysterious tentacle knocked us into the boat and not into the water or something.
It didn't hit you, it just broke the wood on the roof to scare you.
Ah, yeah.
Well, that thing we just worked...
Sure glad we weren't there when that
There
happened.
goes everything except for... The Stonehenge is still there. Oh, nope, there it goes. The boathouse is still there. But the entire thing is now destroyed. I will read this card. I should have read the first one too, but I'll read each of these from now on. So, I must have poured over 1,000 maps. Greyholm, which is where we were, it just isn't just gone. It never existed. Sometimes doubt my sanity, and others are starting to agree with me. This quest can only land me in asylum. No matter, I find curiosity is less its grip on me, and life's other interests are returning. Whatever it was that drew me is gone. I can sense it no longer, and I finally feel free. Was there ever a source of the null? Was it always just bait in the trap? I know now that I will never know, and that knowledge is a sweet, sweet joy. We successfully escaped.
And that puts an official name to our creepy goo element.
They called it Greyholm a couple times through the notes that we didn't read. But yes, we are in Grey.
Oh no, I meant Null. But Greyholm is where we are, and Null, I assume, is the name of what you were describing as the antimatter.
Yeah, this the black goo, these tentacle things, they're all part of the Null.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
When we first encounter it, they describe it as if it's a fifth element, which it kind of is, but they give it more something sentient. Or, hello. There we go. I moved my mouse slightly too far. And now we get to repeat the same thing again up until we open the pedestals. It's kind of annoying that you have to do all of this again, but I mean, I get why. It's easier to code it this way.
Sure. Yeah, it's only saving your progress up to a certain point, especially since you were, if these games were indeed originally built for mobile devices, then yeah, you couldn't necessarily count on them to have been ready for those saves, or really, maybe it was just that somebody was more likely to like jump out of the app and come back in rather than looking for an explicit save point, and they just didn't code it that way originally.
But also, saving your progress before entering here is like the easy solution, because then you still have to do all of this. Like,
right.
It's not like you're doing nothing. It's just annoying that you have to do the same setup every single time. When you have to do it 4 times.
Right. If you could save it if you could save it here instead, because this is where it feels like the paths actually
the paths diverge when the pedestals come up, which is even after this. So we're gonna do this. Place that and this. There we go. We are getting to the end. When I do the last ending, as soon as I enter the door is time. So we're like,
right,
5 to 10 minutes out. Probably 10 minutes out, definitely not 5 minutes.
Yeah. Especially if we're going to do a little dramatic reading of our remaining cards or other materials.
Yeah. It'll be one more note like that. I should have read the first note. But it's like, you're forever trapped in my lab. Good luck escaping.
Right.
Yeah, your curiosity got you stuck here just like I thought it would, and unfortunately you weren't smart enough to properly escape. So, we did the left one, let's do the right one this time. Do you remember what the third card was?
Release, which means our friend the Null is going to make it out of this labyrinth, isn't it? It's gonna come join us on the train.
This puzzle sucks. I hate this puzzle. Okay, I need to follow my guide. Hold on. Left outer, right outer, left inner 3 times. Right inner, left outer, right inner, right inner. Hell yeah, easy. Let's go.
Works every time.
Works 100% of the time, 50% of the time.
Right. It works every time
and
you
now,
do it
notice,
right.
It's turning in another different direction. And we have the same door. See what's on the other side.
Oh yeah, that seems...
But it's turning differently this time. This looks familiar.
Yeah.
This looks exactly the same. Yeah, well, okay, the lightning is different. The bird isn't there anymore. What did you do? T. What did... I told you you needed to feed it. Why did you forget?
Oh, I mean, we started after midnight, so I figured because you told me we needed to feed it, that feeding it after midnight wouldn't be a problem.
I don't know if this letter will reach you. I only know the warder will take my bribe. You must come at once. When we opened the gateway, something was waiting. It had always been waiting. Now it is here. Soon we are doomed. I know you have no reason to trust me, but you must. You are the only one who can help. You are the only one who knows. You are the only one who will believe me. I am in Bethlehem. Find me. I believe the canon ending for all of these is escape. I'm sure no, it's gotta be imprisoned. It's probably imprisoned, actually, is the canon ending. Now that I think about how the last game ends, like the VR game, it's probably imprisoned as the canon ending. It's definitely not released. It's definitely not this last one.
I was gonna say release there leads into the hit indie horror game World
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Horror.
totally. They're clearly linked. How did we not see this
Right?
before?
It's the cinematic video game universe consisting of all
All
video
horror
games ever.
games are always involved.
True.
And Luigi's Mansion is our bridge between horror and just everything else.
Luigi's Mansion is the cipher that makes all other games make
now,
sense.
for the final ending, I need to do everything that I just did again. Except this time I need to do both the left and the right. So, again, we're retreading common ground. This is the last time for the night. If you would like to read something, T, you have the floor to do so while I do all this setup again.
No problem. Yeah, just to whet your appetite a little bit for what we have going on tomorrow, in addition to our file name Bid Wars, in addition to our bonus game milestone, we do also have an open incentive. We are looking for $250 for Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, a fantastic CDI-inspired game where, if that incentive is met, we will be watching all the tremendous cutscenes. If you know the cutscenes from the likes of the CDI Zelda games, Wand of Gamelon, Adventure of Zelda, you know exactly what you're looking forward to. It is inspired by those. The humor is in line with those. So if you are able to !donate in the chat, any amount can go towards that and really makes a difference to the children, adolescents, and adults helped by Little Warriors.
Well, we are on our way to finishing the Craftsman's Key, which again was right, left, right. Now we get to do both of the pedestal pieces. We get to do everything. To make sure I see all the notes because I don't want to screw this up. So we're going to do the right pedestal first. Having my note.
You know, I gotta say, I'm not super optimistic about how this goes, knowing that the ending is named Lost. It seems less than ideal.
It is. Okay. Left outer. Right outer. Left inner. 3 times. Right inner. Left outer. So, as you saw every time before, we hit the button on the top, right? And that was what changed the door, right? Cups, yes. Or tea, yes. I'm tired.
Who am I? Yeah, no, I don't know who I am anymore either. Don't worry about it.
But we interacted with the button on the top. This time we didn't hit the button. We unscrewed the back. So, what happens if we, by the way, if we use the button on the top, then the other one gets locked. So if you press the button, you're only allowed to do it on one of them. Which is why we have to unscrew the back, which is the only reason we retain the screwdriver in here.
Nice.
Now, that should be both of them on when I hit this button. That should be a very strange rotation. And what is that doorway? As soon as I go through the doorway, it is time. In 3, 2, 1, flash of light. Time. Sorry, it's black, not a flash of light.
GG's.
But the final ending. We saw that planet before. That was in the mini game that we did. We've seen it. We saw this. This was on the telescope at the observatory, remember?
Very vaguely, yeah.
Well, what on earth are these structures? And also, where are we?
Well, I guess it's time to do more
And the door
puzzles.
opens, and congratulations, you are lost. Do we get a note? We don't even get a note. And that's it. Congratulations, you've discovered all the secrets within the walls of Greyholm and have finally seen all the endings. Your dedication to matter has been most impressive. So yeah, that is the room 3. I think I came in underestimate by a bit.
2 hours, 16 seconds IGT, 201.19.
Yeah, the 1 minute
time.
is spent in the menus. But yeah, that is this game series is fantastic. Highly recommend it. The puzzles are usually, like 99% of the time, really good. The story is luckily never pushed in your face. It's always like the fun indie horror where it's a little bit underneath the surface and you need to do the extra work to explore and figure things out. Because, like you saw for this,
yeah, it's nice.
The default ending is imprisoned, where you're trapped forever.
Right. It's nice to have a meta puzzle, both in terms of your extra endings and in terms of piecing together what's going on here from context clues and other things outside of just the scope of doing the puzzles themselves.
This is unfortunately the only game that has alternate endings and anything that's different from any percent. So that's why this one is unique, and I love this one a lot. Also, being able to move around the rooms so much and between like this big hub area, it feels like it's a much bigger game than 1 or 2, and 4 is ridiculous.
Yeah, makes sense.
4, it's funny. 4 feels a lot smaller because you're dealing with a dollhouse, and then you go into a room and then come out and then go into a different room in the house, and then come out and go into a different room in the house. So it's like it's the same stages, but the game is technically broken up into pieces because you'll do like you're trying to solve each room, and when you solve each room, it gets locked off forever. When you solve one room, that might involve you going between multiple different rooms and doing a couple small puzzles that go around the entire building. So it's like it's a lot more immersive in the sense that you're doing a lot around the entire structure, but it's also like it's just the dollhouse. It's tiny. It feels a lot like the second game rather than like an improvement on this. The VR game, though, insane, so much fun.
Gotcha.
I really hope I can get that into a marathon at sometime soon because it's fantastic. It's a great game and it builds on all of these. And you get to use all of the tools and everything you've seen. Like even this little feature where we got to go into things, you can do that in VR. It's really cool. And then you can use your hand to turn the locks. It's great. I love it. I really love the VR game.
Sure. Well, I look forward to a future day when I'm hosting and you're running a VR game at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I've done it before.
See how dexterous you feel.
I've done it before. I should get the VR system.
Very good.
I haven't done that yet at this new place.
Well, Genesis, if people wanted to follow your content or just keep in touch with you, how would they go about doing that?
Should I list off the entire list of marathons I work with? Because that'll take a little bit, but I can do that.
There you go. Okay, so your answer is not that dissimilar to mine, which is volunteer with speedrunning organizations. That's how you'll find us.
With, there's a ton, honestly. Pretty much any of the events that involve a couple of the people that lead, like, if you work with Osmorn, Cell, those are the 2 main organizers that I see everywhere. Sometimes Sloa as well. Or Zell, because I work with a really, really long-a-thon as well. You'll see me around on the back end doing tech stuff. Sometimes I'll be actually playing the video games. I really hope I get to do that for Arlat. And soft plug next week for Wild West Marathon. I actually have 2 runs in on Sunday. So I'll be playing a couple of very different games. Was it Xenoblade 3? I got something. I don't remember what the other game is. I'll have to double check. But it was another. I think it was another PC game. It might have been a room game. Funny enough, but I have.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's as good a tag as I could think of to get people to come check it out. Hey, I'm not going to tell you what the game is.
I don't remember what it is,
and it's definitely not because I don't remember what it is anymore.
I mean, I could look it up, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you'll see me on events all the time. Oh, it's Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's what it is.
Very cool.
You see me around on events all the time. I have decided soon that I'm going to start streaming a significant amount more on my channel, which is twitch.tv/GenesisProbe. I have a Twitter that doesn't get used but might once I start streaming again, which is at Genesis Runs. But for the most part, you'll see me around marathons or just playing random games sometimes. But yeah, streaming should pick up soon, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time when I do. I have a bunch of fun content plans.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this run, Genesis. Thank you for everything you do for Prevent-a-Thon, and thank you for letting me be part of this.
I was happy to have you as my host. It was
I
a lot
appreciate you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who has been here with us through this third day of Prevent-a-Thon 4. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a very short break, but once we come back, we'll give you a brief teaser for the final day of Prevent-a-Thon, and we're going to keep the party going by finding someone to send all this love and energy along with. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks again, friends, whether you just joined us recently or whether you've been here since, beginning of today or the beginning of the event. This is Prevent-a-Thon 4. This is the end of day 3. We are hoping to continue to raise money for Little Warriors throughout the day tomorrow. We are currently at a fantastic total of $2,180 Canadian. Hang tight with us. We are just about to raid out, so please keep the love going. Send the people there your energy, and hope you will join us in just a few hours for tomorrow's programming. Thanks so much. Have a good night.